What we're going to show here is the process that you go through in Ascent. After you've started your Ascent program, you essentially just go to Open, and here I have a Virginia.vdb. That's my database stored in documents and public and users on my C drive. And then I'm selecting this site, which is Roanoke 2017-1, and I'm going to pick the blank folder underneath the Roanoke site. And there you have the blank folder. You can give it a name by clicking Edit. And in this case, I'm just going to duplicate what I know there, Greenbrier. I'm not sure that's correct spelling, but that's the way it works. And then underneath the site, or the folder, name, you go to your library, which you essentially have got a CommTest, which is a little in it. And my normal folder that I go to in my library is my HVAC folder. I'm going to select down here CVHEF chiller, and I'm going to give it a tag name, chiller number 1. You could put in the serial number, the model number. I prefer to put that in the notes instead of the identifier for the equipment. And my computer is running pretty slow, you see, today. And once it gets there, it'll give it that label that I gave, the chiller number 1. I'm not sure what I got going on here, but anyway, now we have chiller number 1. I can right click and go back to my library and select another one. Let's say I got chiller number 2, and I click on the OK. This time it runs a little faster. That's the way my computer operates. And now all we've done is set up a folder which is for a particular job name, and then we've got chiller 1 and chiller 2. I'm going to go up here and edit chiller number 1 because I want to put in a note that's going to give the user and the guy the analyst who does the reports, some more information. And I'm going to give it a model number. I'm just going to say it's a CVHF 056. I think that's a real number. Serial number, picking one out of the air, L12F02345. That's 5 numbers there. And now I have the note in there. If I highlight, or you can see it's already highlighted down below here, I can double click right on that note and edit it or change it. I'm going to do this to simplify it, is copy it, say OK, and that will allow me to go in here and edit this particular machine and add. And I can right click and paste in there and change the serial number because there's no two alike. And now this is 346 where this one was 345. And that gives me pretty much all the information I need in there. To set up a route, you simply highlight that clicked area, or that squiggly line area with the green, and I'm going to add all my measurement points, and I'm going to give it the same name as I did the folder name. So I typed in Greenbrier. Now I have a route underneath my machines, which you can delete, change, edit, whatever you want. In this case, if I had a couple pumps at this job site, I could go back up to the folder name, go back to my library, go back to my HVAC folders, click pump, And I'm going to label this P-1, pump 1. I usually don't know too much about a pump, but it puts her underneath the chiller 2. And I can right click again, go back to my library, go back to HVAC, and pick another pump. This one I'm going to label pump 2, -2. Click OK, and if I want it, I could either set up an individual route down here, create a new route, and I'm going to say no, I don't want all the machines in there, I just want the pumps. In this one, I go to operations, I add some of these machines, I highlight P1 and P2 with the shift key and say OK, and now I've got P1 and P2 in that particular route. Then I can actually go in here and edit this and make it chillers. CHILLERS. Fit. And if I highlight that up there on the lower navigator window, I get chiller 1 and chiller 2. And pumps. And then I can go back here and I'm going to set up a new folder. And I'm just going to leave it as new, and then I go back here. I always normally do that just to make sure that my folder is complete, to make sure the software does all it needs to do to your setup to complete it. And now all you need to do is hook up your analyzer and turn it on. You press the send key, it goes to the analyzer, and then you can go out and collect your data. And after you've got it collected, you hook it back up, have it on, and say receive, and your new data that you just collected on chiller 1, chiller 2, pump 1, pump 2 is downloaded into this Greenbrier folder. That VB folder is what they call it, because if you want to go in here and generate a new one, you see you generate a folder, and I can have that folder be the same name or a different name. Normally, of course, you want a different name, but it somehow would accept my folder twice. And these are just blank folders. So that's what you need to do. You see, I got about 8 minutes here, and then I'm going to stop this.